Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dandelion and I'm so glad that you could join me today. So before I start rambling on, please ignore my basket in the background. I was doing my ironing yesterday and my iron broke. Mind me, we're in lockdown, so I was like, am I gonna get an iron? Is it an essential? And I went to the shop and guess what? It's not an essential and I'm dying. But yeah, today's video is a tutorial, a proper tutorial. So I wanted to do a soft glam tutorial because I know it has been trending over the last couple of weeks of the soft glam, and I'm sure you're wondering, how do I achieve a soft glam with the products that I have? And this video is going to show you exactly that. So you can follow along. I did cut out some parts because I don't want to be repetitive, because I do have those parts in my other videos. Let me know what other kind of looks you guys would like to see on my channel. Maybe I'll upload twice during this period because I do have time. My only issue is that I'm at home and everyone else is at home, so it's a bit difficult for me to film, and I kind of feel bad because I sent them to the room. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. So as you guys can see, I've already done my eyebrows off camera just to save us time. But to do my eyebrows, I used the Essence Eyebrow Designer in the shade brown. I can't find the shade that I usually use. So today, I'm actually going to do my base first. I've already moisturized and my skin has been behaving the best it has in a while, so I'm really happy about that. I'm going to mix my Candid Revlon Photo Ready foundation in the shade 530, and I'm going to mix a little bit of my Fit Me foundation in the shade 352. This one is darker, so it's gonna work really well around my jawline, and also my brushes are dirty because I filmed this look the other day and I just didn't like the way it looked, so we are back at it again. Let me know if you'd be interested in more hair videos. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing like wig tutorials and stuff, but yeah, we're just buffing this into our skin and focusing the Candid one on in the center of our face. But this Candid foundation from Revlon is actually really nice, and I feel like it is so affordable, and I love the finish. I really do. I enjoy the finish of this foundation, and I always get compliments and people always ask me, what foundation are you using? So as of late, it's the Revlon foundation, and I really like the finish. It's not like super matte, and me and matte don't go along, so that's why I really enjoy the way this foundation looks on my skin. So now I'm just gonna go over everything with my beauty sponge because I don't want like a full face. If you feel like the coverage isn't good enough for you, then just add another layer, but make sure that everything is blended out and seamless. So I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in the shade Toffee, and I like to use this shade to mainly correct. Can you see how there's like redness in this shade? So I just like to use the shade to sort of balance out my face. And you just want to make it sit for a little bit so that you get that extra bit of coverage, and then blend it out. So now I'm going to highlight using my shade in the shade Fawn, and with that I'm going to add some here to my under eyes. So what I've noticed with a soft glam is that it has that bright and the brightness underneath the eye. So I'm gonna go over this again with another shade that is very light to just brighten underneath my eyes. You don't have to do this if you do have like a brightening powder to do that. I'm gonna add a little bit here. I kind of accidentally mixed in a bit too much of that other shade, well, the Maybelline Fit Me, and now I'm looking ashy. Now I'm gonna go in with my contour, and I'm using one of my Crayolin Dermacolor concealers. This is in the shade D16. I like the way it makes me look like super chiseled, even though the shade is pretty dark for me to be contouring with. And then without adding more, I'm just gonna go in on the nose, because you don't want to add too much product, then it's difficult for you to blend on your nose. So and a little bit on the jawline, just to sort of balance out that color that's making me look so ashy. I don't understand. But yeah, we're gonna blend this out. I usually start blending out my contour first, but I think I'm gonna add more concealer, so that's why I'm blending out my concealer first, and then I'll add more concealer after I've blended out my contour. So now that that is like blended, I'm gonna go in and blend out my contour. And if you watch my videos, you guys already know I like blending it out with a foundation. So when you're blending out your contour, make sure you're going in an upwards motion, and that you have a really good brush that won't make your contour look blotchy. So a dense one would work best. And also take your time blending out your base and or even your eyeshadow, especially if you're wearing a frontal. Please, I beg, don't get too much makeup onto your frontal, especially if you're going to be wearing it for a couple of days. So now blend out the nose roughly and push it into your eyebrow. Okay, so can you see that there's like these lines on my face and everything is not blended out nicely? So besides this part, because I haven't actually blended it out, but let me quickly blend it out. And that's sort of why I go back in with my foundation brush and just blend everything into each other. You can use your beauty sponge. We're just sort of gonna buff everything into each other. So how you do this is that you go in between your contour and your highlight, and you buff that into each other, so there's no like harsh lines, even on your nose. Depending on the brush you have, you can even go on your under eye and blend it out. So the concealer that I'm using to sort of add more brightness is the Crayolin one in the shade OB3, and it's just going to highlight our under eye. And I purposefully added my LA Girl concealer so that it could work well together. I added the LA Girl to keep the same consistency going, and with that we're gonna blend it out with the sponge. So if you feel like you have a little bit extra, just go in on the back of your hand and just dab off the excess from your sponge. So to set my under eye and set my highlighter and set a little bit of my face, I'm gonna go in with my RCMA No Color Powder. I love this powder. I rave about this powder all the time. And then I'm gonna go over the little dips of my eye. So like just by the corner I'll show you. I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution powder in the shade Banana. First, make sure that everything is blended out. Take some on your beauty blender, dab off on the back of your hair, and just press the powder into your skin. We don't bake over here, okay? I don't bake at all, unless it's really hot outside. Either way, I'll choose not to wear makeup if that's the case. So over the contour, we're gonna just dab a little bit of powder over it so that when we do add our contour powder, it doesn't lift and everything is blended into each other. Anyway, so with that banana powder from Makeup Revolution, we're just gonna focus it on the inner corner over here and just pack it on like so. Make sure you have an even application by dusting off excess powder. So now I'm gonna contour using my NYX palette. You're more than welcome to use a bronzer, which will give you a very good look. So I'm just gonna go into this shade only and maybe a little bit into the darker shade on my cheek and under my cheekbones. So you take some and then you can dab off the excess on the back of your hand or dust off the excess so that you don't add too much product all at once. And then when I get to my forehead, I'm just gonna tap it on so that the powder doesn't go everywhere. And then push my brush together and go in on the nose without adding more product. So you guys can see how unblended that is. Don't despair, we're not done yet. We are not done yet and you won't leave the house looking like a mess. I'm gonna go into my eyeshadow palette, my Switch Beauty palette, and I'm going to add Lissetti and Lorado, and I'm gonna use those two shades as a bronzer type of situation so that my contour to add warmth to my face, because contour doesn't add warmth to your face, and I want to use like a pinky blush today. So just do that on the back of your hand to make sure that you don't have too much product, and just go over your contour nicely. Make sure that everything is nice and even. I only noticed this now, but my blush is broken, but I'm using the one from Catrice. The one that I usually used in my previous videos. It's broken at this point. See, it is broken. And just tapping off the excess, and then I'm adding it on the apples of my cheeks, but more so on my what is this thing called again? More so on the cheekbone, to give me a lifted look. That is ugly. That is ugly. I guess I'm just gonna have to opt for an orange blush today. So I'm just gonna go into the shade Priya. So I know I look crazy. I added too much. Don't worry. Don't despair. Now I'm gonna take my powder brush. Okay, I'm gonna take my powder brush and I'm gonna go over my whole face with a little bit of translucent powder. So I'm gonna buff.
Guys, I forgot to blend out my nose contour with my foundation powder and it was terrible. I couldn't see properly and that's why it looks so harsh. I apologize in advance. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. Really.
So now I'm gonna bring you in closer, which means I'm getting in closer so you guys can see the eye look. So I'm gonna prime my eyelids using my Essence primer. Just a dot on each side. Then I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush and just sort of pack it on. Make sure everything is blended and even. So if your eyeshadow palette has a lot of fallouts, make sure to do your eyes before hand, or go in with a light hand, or put some powder on the areas where you usually get fallout so that you can catch that fallout and it doesn't ruin your eyeshadow look. So I'm going to be using my Switch Beauty Slays for Days palette, as you guys already know and would have known. But today I'm gonna go into Ulerado and Zola. Those are gonna be my two shades from this palette today. So I'm gonna go in with Lorado first as sort of my transition shade, and we're just gonna pack her on like so. And I'm going in a circular motion and just packing it on. And then once I've packed it on, I'm going to blend it out into the eyebrow and into my nose contour. And I'm just going to take that shade as well and drag it along my lower lash line. And connect it here. Okay, now I'm going to go into Uzola with the same brush and just pack it on. But this time we're going in closer onto our lid, like so. And then blend it out. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna go into my Unicorn Sauce palette from Dupe Factory, and my Unicorn Sauce palette from Switch Beauty. I'm gonna be using that one next, and I'm going into this like sort of powdery pastely pink, and that is going to be our lid shade today. I wanted to do like a pinky sort of look, so we're just gonna pack that on to our lid like so. It's better to use a flat brush, but I'm so lazy to take another one. I'm just packing that on. Then I'm just going to wipe the brush on my makeup towel and then sort of blend out the edges together. At this point, you can go back into Uzola to help you blend those two shades into each other. Like so. I sort of want to deepen out this a little bit, slightly. So I'm going to go into this shade in the palette. I did say slightly, okay? Slightly. And then go in the corner over here. And just tap. I know you guys probably can't see the difference, but I know it's there, and we're just packing that on. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that and run it along my lower lash line. Also, don't be afraid to go pretty low on your lower lash line eyeshadow. Like, wow. Okay, so now that that is done, we're gonna do mascara. The mascara I like to use is my Essence mascara, and I'm gonna be using this one today. I don't know why, but I'm gonna use this one today. It's waterproof, that's why I'm like, I don't know why I'm using this mascara, because I'm at home. So the lashes I'm using today are from Bling Girl, which is the brand, I don't know if that focused, but which is the brand that I use from China Mall. And I've already used these lashes, but they're really nice. So now that that is done, I'm gonna add my highlighter. If you watch my videos often, you know that I just use my Glowgasm from Switch Beauty, and I'm just going into the two shades in the middle, which is Diamond Walk and Lit F. Tap off the excess and then just pack it on. Okay, so now that that's done, I can set my face. I'm using my Maybelline Lasting Fix. You don't need that much, actually. I'm gonna line my lip. I don't know where my long one is, but I'm gonna line my lips using my LA Girl lip liner in the shade brown. I think it's chocolate, sorry, chocolate. So I always go in a little bit more onto my lips so that it just does what it does. And I'm just gonna go into this shade in my Dupe Factory lip palette, or the one next to it really, because see plain. So let me just fix my hair, then I'll be right back. So yes, you guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you enjoy tutorials that are actually like tutorials and you learn something, or if you enjoy get ready with me's. But I am planning on doing a lit get ready with me pretty soon because I'm not at work. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.